Hype train, hype train, hype train. Get on the Nintendo hype train.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Hype Train. I'm DurchBurch, and I gave you guys a hint at what my next game I was going to be doing is, and I don't expect this one to actually get many views because of the game I chose, but I hope that you guys understand where I'm coming from. So I'm doing Metroid Prime Federation Force and Metroid Prime Blast Ball. Now I'm grouping the two because they run on the same engine. They look like if they were sold physically, and I don't know if they are or if they're going to be eShop exclusives where they're sold separately. But if they were sold physically, I'd expect them to come together. It's like Blast Ball being a mode in Federation Force. So basically, there's been a lot of hate for Metroid Prime Federation Force because of its art style, because of its lack of having Samus, because of how the game plays with the missions and stuff, and honestly, I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I understand that people are kind of like shocked by the first Metroid without Samus as a main character, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Everyone asks for change, and they never get it. And I mean, yeah, everyone's been asking for another Metroid Prime. We kind of got it in this. I mean, it's in the same universe, it's got the same type of mechanics, and I think it honestly looks very creative and interesting. Basically, it's mission-based instead of being a story-driven adventure. Not necessarily, it's not story-driven, but like, instead of being a solid, you play through stopping to save type thing, there's no real missions, it's just, I need to do this to get to the final objective. Federation Force kind of, instead of using that type of mentality, Federation Force instead goes for a mission-based strategy, kind of like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. And from what I've heard, there's roughly 10 missions on each of the 3 main planets. At least one will contain Metroids, and Samus will be in the game on one of the planets. I don't know how many missions she'll show up in. But what makes me like Federation Force is it's multiplayer, and multiplayer is a very important aspect in it, just like Triforce Heroes, except this is a 4-player one, for the most part at least. And, Blast Ball, though, a lot of people have been hating on that too. At least once they realized it was a Metroid Prime game. It was obviously a Metroid Prime game. From the start, it had the same, like, health meter, it had the same charge shots, it had the same side where the gun is. Like, it was so Metroid Prime, and people were noticing, oh, it might be inspired, but I was like, no, this is definitely a part of a Metroid Prime for 3DS. And a lot of people, though, they can't find enjoyment in what Federation Force is. They just hated on it. And I actually just recently watched an interview today from GameSpot with Reggie Fils-Aimé, and Reggie said that Blast Ball and Federation Force, they were games people didn't really get, especially Federation Force. They didn't really understand why it was around, what it was, and they tried to convey that in the digital event, he said, but it didn't go, it didn't cross over from what Nintendo was thinking to what fans were thinking nearly as well as they'd hoped. Where the main issue that came from the game, or that came from it, was people were mad. They were like, this isn't Metroid Prime. This isn't what we've been asking for. And the thing is, I don't care, and I don't think most people should care if a game is what people are asking for. Exactly. You're not going to ever get exactly what you want in a game, and Federation Force is not exactly what these people wanted, so they flipped out on it. I think it's a highly inventive game because of just the footage they had. I mean, Reggie said because people didn't like it, and because people didn't really understand it and grasp it, that's why they gave it Nintendo Treehouse Live spots more than other games. I'm pretty sure they played it every day, actually. And as soon as I saw them play it, I was like, this game is the big one from E3 this year for 3DS. Other than like things like Yokai Watch and stuff, this is the big first-party game. Or at least first-party franchise game. People were all excited about Triforce Heroes, and honestly, it's a very similar concept. And I don't understand why people like Triforce Heroes if they don't like Federation Force. I think Triforce Heroes looks fun, I think it looks creative. And I think Federation Force looks fun and creative as well. I mean, they were saying about how loud they get playing Triforce Heroes, and there was a little bit on the Treehouse Live of them kind of yelling back and forth. But there was never as much yelling back and forth as there was with Federation Force. I mean, constantly, whether it was because they did the Ice Beast mission, where they really were yelling a lot. There was constantly like, why are there two here? Why are you in the cage? Where are you at? Where are you? Oh, you're dead? Oh crap! We need to go work on this. And I mean, it was constantly this a lot of people just kind of going back and forth, yelling to each other different things that they need to be doing. And I'm like, that is fun. I mean, you can tell they're having fun. You can tell how engaged and absorbed they are in the game just by how much they're either panicking or cheering, or, I mean, it's a very deeply absorbing game, and that's what I look for in Nintendo games. I mean, Skyward Sword is one of the most absorbing Nintendo games I ever played. I would play for like 5 or 6 hours and think it was like 1 or 2. And this feels like that type of game. It's a game you don't want to put down. It's a game, if you're playing with friends, it's amazing. And that's one of the things that Nintendo always tries to do with their local multiplayer. They want it to be this enriching, fun experience. This, look at how much you can do, look at all this stuff, and get that kind of chemistry between you and your friends going while you're playing. I mean, you guys have seen that kind of chemistry in some of our videos from the Not So live stream just recently, in April, when we were playing things like Smash Bros, Mario Kart, and we were like kind of like smack talking each other, and we were saying things. I mean, that's what Nintendo tries to do. It was kind of showing our chemistry as friends, and I feel like this game's a big one to do that. I'm not so sure about Federation Force, but I know that Blast Ball at least has DS download play, so not even everyone has to own the game. One person can own it, and all their friends can join them in Blast Ball, and that sounds deeply, deeply like this big thing that Nintendo's kind of been lacking on. They've been lacking on 3DS download play titles. I mean, the DS, almost every game had DS download play of some sort, and it most of the time sucked. But it was there. I mean, Mario Kart DS download playing with people was one of my biggest memories from my childhood. Just playing these games with friends, even if they didn't own the game. And it was fun. It was what we did every recess, like that we were inside at least, because we weren't allowed to play games outside. But every inside recess, we'd be sitting there playing these games together through DS download playing Mario Kart constantly. It was the big thing to do, and I hope that Blast Ball will get that popularity to be some other child's like this was the big thing they did during recess. We all played Blast Ball. I love Blast Ball, and I love Federation Force because of how creative and fun takes they look to be on the Metroid Prime formula. It's a change in the formula, and that's what people always ask Nintendo to do. And they've finally done it with Federation Force. I think it looks absolutely amazing. And you know, I'm excited for it, and I hope that they can even put in more stuff. It's not out yet, of course, so by the time it comes out, I hope they have done some more things, maybe polished a couple things up. And I hope they can make a game that can make all the people who doubted it fall in love with it. I think it was Iwata, actually, who cited other games that weren't quite as well taken, or that weren't taken quite as well at E3. Super Mario 3D World for Wii U. People complained about how sluggish it was, how some of the levels played, the mechanics of it. And then when it came out, it became one of the biggest, most fun Mario experiences in history. I mean, it was a very good game, and people did not enjoy it at E3, but they did enjoy it when they played it themselves, and that's what I hope comes from Federation Force and Blastfall. I mean, they're clearly they've had a lot of work put into them. I mean, I can't stand how much hate has been pointed towards these games. I mean, the dislike to like ratio, there were 8% of the votes on the Metroid Prime Federation Forces trailer on like the Nintendo's homepage. I think it was 8%, at least on like the second or third day, or first day maybe even. I don't remember what day these stats came out, but it was at 8% likes to dislikes. 8%. And I can understand that. That's a perfectly okay and legitimate way to say, I don't like this. But then a petition was actually made for the cancellation of the game. That is just messed up on so many levels. They're taking their dislike for the game way too far. And I frankly think these people should not be, like, even allowed to do this. I mean, it's okay to voice your opinion and say you don't like something, but to say your years, because this game has probably not been in development for like 3 months. It looks like it's been at least a year, maybe a year and a half in development. So your months and over a year of development time that the team, like, you're just pointing at them saying, you guys suck. What's wrong with you? Make something good. Throw out this thing you've been working on that's your baby. I mean, you have to remember, developers, most of the time, they really love their games. I mean, yeah, there's some people, it happens all the time, who just don't like their own things that they do, but other people do. But the team who's been working on this, a lot of them, I'm sure, love what they've been doing. They are fully confident in the game, and they love it. And you're just looking at it and going, this is garbage. Throw it where it belongs and get rid of it. I think that's just, it's cruel and wrong, and you shouldn't do that to people. I mean, yeah, trolls are going to do it, but they don't mean it. They're a troll. But when you genuinely want it to be cancelled, and you make a petition for it to be cancelled, there's something wrong with you. There really is. I mean, it's not just because I, sorry, it's not just because I work on stuff on YouTube and stuff like that where I actually create things like these developers do, but I mean, there's really this general, like, hatred that's been kind of formed around this, and I mean, it sickens me. I mean, it's not just the fact that I, like, create things too, and if someone, like, I mean, I've seen people who didn't like something I did, and I said, okay, but I've never had someone say, you're so bad, stop what you're doing forever, get rid of it, it's garbage. I mean, it's all kinds of messed up, and I mean, I love these games. They look really fun, they look genuinely interesting, and I want to actually play them when they come out. I think they're going to be really fun experiences. I mean, they're genuinely enjoyable by the looks of it. And that's what I look for in a game. I look for enjoyable games, and that's what I like about them. There's just so much fun to be had, and so much fun that hasn't happened yet, but that I look forward to. I mean, it looks so enjoyable. I'm super excited for these games. I really am. I mean, I hope that they're successful, because I mean, I love the ideas. I love the concepts shown in these games. And I hope other people can fall in love with them like I have. But anyways, thanks for watching, or thanks for watching, really. I mean, this is a topic that was something I really wanted to talk about. And so if you guys are still here to the end, I want to thank you so much for listening to my little rant there about how wrong all the hate was. But, you know, if you dislike the game for some reason that I didn't mention here, just leave it in the comments, and because I'm genuinely curious to see what all people dislike about the game. And I mean, these are the ones that I just picked up on a lot. But anyways, once again, thanks for watching. Hope you love disc. Oh. Sorry, I seem to be channeling some Chris. Hope you love disc. Right, see you guys. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Google+, where we post behind-the-scenes things, funny pictures, and more. We hope to see you there.